So why did I decide to do more for children and animals, to start setting up more services and offerings that revolve around children, around families, and around animals? It is because originally I am a teacher. I used to work with children between the ages of 2.5 and 12. And the thing that I have noticed also with people in general, people that are starting this business of coaching, mentorship with adults, children, it doesn't matter, is that you can be very good at something, but that does not necessarily make you a good teacher. There is something basically that you need to have. You need to have a skill, which I don't think you cannot learn. What I'm trying to say is that you can learn how to be a better teacher, because it's what I learned during 4 years of college. I learned how to teach. And for example, I had a violin teacher. She was a great violin player, extremely skilled at what she did, but she could just not get the information from point A, being her brain, to me, point B. There was just this disconnect where she could not pass on the teachings. And the same thing goes for courses that I've done with other people, specifically where I've done courses with multiple mentors that were teaching together, where there was a very big contrast between the two teachers, where one was extremely good at storytelling, being a natural born teacher, and the other person, it was just not working. They were clearly very, very, very well informed about what they were trying to teach, but they just were not able to really get it across. And that is why I started seeing, hey, I need to do something for the children again. Because we are in times where more and more kids, and I'm seeing this with my own daughter, friends' kids, there is a need in the younger community for the confirmation and affirmation, validation of their inner gnosis. And maybe you will have read my story. I have written blogs about it, about when I was a teacher, how I felt fulfilled. And I kind of now feel that with the adults, I'm not gonna lie, the spiritual community, I am kind of over it. I am pretty much over it with the adults, because there is always programming, ego, the inability to actually accept what I'm trying to teach, and a need almost for wanting to be, for the information to be delivered in boxes. And I am very lucky to work with a handful of adults that I am still working with, and I'm still definitely going to be open to doing sessions and readings for adults, but the focus is really going to be the children and the animals from now on. And when I say children, I mean literally anything that has to do with babies, toddlers, kindergartners, elementary school aged kids. All of those age groups are my specific expertise. But then I'm also open to working with teenagers. I have worked with teenagers before. I'm going to be collaborating with other people who have experience with teenagers that are sensitive, that are in need for support that is intuitive, that validates their sensitivities, that brings out the best in them. This is the new generation of adults, and the systems are just not working for them anymore. So that is kind of why I'm really feeling that Mother, Father, God is asking me to do more for the children again. Again, this doesn't mean I'm not willing to work with adults anymore, because if you now go on my website, you're going to see it's divided in 3 very simple sections, 4 really. The art section, adults, animals, children. And when I say children, I mean families. I mean you're like you as the parent with your child, looking at the soul connections, looking at what wants to come up. If you're trying to conceive, looking at the spirit babies, the connections there, all kinds of stuff. Pregnancy support, support through the early years of childhood, support with your preteen, your teenager. These are all things that, from a more intuitive Gnostic support, I can help you with. So take a look on the website where you'll find a whole bunch of new stuff all of a sudden. So not really new for me, because I've been doing this. I've just not really been talking about it or putting it really in services out there. So go check it out, and I'll be back soon with more videos. Any questions that you have also, put them in the comments. I would love to hear your questions about children, about consciously raising your children, a more Gnostic approach. And when I say Gnostic, I mean the inner knowing, your gnosis, supporting your child's inner fire, their dragon fire. So anyway, go check that out. You can find it all in the description. Bye bye.